now, the list of things I can't deal with is getting longer every day.
Chris is 36 and weighs 620 pounds when he starts his weight loss journey. He lives alone and is sometimes helped by his ex and her husband. This is someone else who eats to comfort himself. Before I get going, I have to say that I love that he had a picture of him when he was freshly born, or at least a few days afterwards. Why? Because that picture is a visual of what I have always said: no one is born obese. Obese is what some become, and food, mainly eating uncontrollably, is the #1 culprit.
Growing up, when I would make food or something like that, there was never a limit.
Bingo! That was Laura, Chris' mother, admitting to never having any control around food in her home. By the way, she too is obese and now has regrets because obesity got in her home because she let it in. So, Chris' bad relationship with food started with his mother when he was still a child. She was the adult and therefore should have known better. But hold on a minute. Chris is now an adult. He is sharing the blame in his own obesity too. He's grown and makes his own decisions. For instance, he decided to eat that giant breakfast made of 12 burritos made of 12 tortillas filled with about 16 ounces of bacon, about 12 eggs, 12 American cheese slices, 12 sausage links, and about 24 tablespoons of ketchup. We're estimating here. That is a whopping 472 calories. He chooses to eat like this every day, all the time. He's been choosing this life. Between the breakfast that he had and the dinner, I mean, those 2 meals were for the same day, and not all that he ate in that day, I'm sure. It's got to be around 10,000 calories daily. As Chris told his story, he also told of a particular time in his life when he fell in love with his ex, moved in with her, and had a child together. What struck me was hearing him say that he was in the happiest times of his life then and lost a lot of weight to get down to a healthier one. And his ex was very encouraging of that lifestyle and would even go to the gym with him. Then he got a better job and started earning more money. He will reward himself with food for that, and well, food. And he gained his weight back and more. His obesity destroyed his relationship and his ex left him. I mean, would you blame her? I would not and do not. She didn't sign up for that life. Long story short, he lost the woman to someone else who she ended up marrying and built a family with, and also the job down the road. Next thing he knew, he was a 600+ pound lonely man. Chris knows that he is in a dangerous point in his life with his weight and pounds. This is a fairly achievable goal. I mean, if I assume that Chris is 6 feet tall, 271 calories is about what he will stick to shed those 80 pounds in the next 2 months and even more. It is aggressive for someone eating around 10,000 calories a day. But with the proper nutrition, this is, if you've been following my coverage of these episodes, you know how I feel about. Like, just to be alive, the dude burns about 4 times that. Yet, he's asked to eat 4 times less. This is a form of starvation. Anyways, Chris' mother is obese herself, and he turned to her for help even though they had not seen each other in 6 or 7 years. The big question here is she going to help him or is she going to enable him further? At the second appointment with Dr. Now, Chris did not lose the 80 pounds but 56. It is not bad. As a matter of fact, this is even very good because it shows that Chris did some work to achieve the weight loss. He could have lost the 80 pounds and more, but when you're given a plan like the one he was given, very unrealistic, you can only expect the individual not to hit the target. You see, you need to make SMART goals to succeed. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. 1200 calories for Chris or any morbidly obese individual is neither achievable or realistic. The aim may be to consume 1200 calories, yes, but you need to get there gradually. For instance, someone who eats, say, 10,000 calories per day, you want to start cutting that to 5,000 calories, for instance. The deficit that you create depends on the amount of weight that you are trying to lose in a specific time frame. But you want to gradually get to that 1200 daily calories target. Plus, you also need to account for the fact that not all those individuals should even be at 1200 calories when they have lost all the excess weight. Their gender and height make all the difference. A woman at 5'4" could be satisfied with a daily 1200 calorie intake, but not a man the same height. So, I'm sticking to my guns. Dr. Now's plan is too flawed. Not two individuals are the same and therefore need to be dealt with different. You've got to give it to Chris. He's very disciplined and focused, and so at the next appointment with Dr. Now, he lost 41 pounds. That is 11 pounds over the 30 that he was asked to lose. So he's scheduled for weight loss surgery. His journey is so positive to see that Laura, his mother, and Tommy, his brother, decide to lose weight themselves and do it all together as a family. And that is very good. You know the made-up saying, a family that works out together stays together. But honestly, the three of them working out together was so great to see, and they all lost some weight by the next appointment with Dr. Now. Chris was approved and scheduled for weight loss surgery, but at the end, he turned the surgery down. Unlike Mark, who also turned down the surgery, Chris has continued to lose weight. But the concern is, how long will he be able to lose weight on his own without the surgery? And will he continue to lose the weight, or will he stop at some point and get back to his older ways? I didn't understand why Chris was not referred to therapy until late in the episode. Therapy should have been in conjunction with weight loss at the start of his journey, and then a different kind from the moment he was approved for weight loss surgery. But the show is backwards too. And might not need the bariatric surgery. He may decide to get it at some point, but as long as he continues on his track, the only one he might need down the road will be extra skin removal. But even that, he might not elect to get. It would be interesting to have him on My 600-Pound Life, Where Are They Now? I would love to see how far he continued to go, because he's definitely one of the few success stories that this show ever had.